So what is an entrepreneur? Is it just a fancy buzzword for anyone who starts a company, or is there something deeper going on? Well, in this explainer, we're going to tear down the myths and get to this surprising truth behind one of the most tossed around terms in business.
Seriously, what pops into your head? A tech genius in a hoodie, maybe? A high-stakes pitch on Shark Tank? Or just a massive, life-changing payday? Whatever it is, just hold on to that image. We're about to flip some of those common ideas on their head and figure out what this word really means.
Okay, so first things first. Before we can bust any myths, we need to be on the same page. What exactly is entrepreneurship? Now, the key word here, and you really got to catch this, is processed. It's not just one thing, it's a whole journey. Think about a company like Airbnb. It started with a crazy idea to rent out air mattresses on a floor and grew into this global hospitality giant. That whole evolution from a simple concept to a world-changing reality, that is the process of entrepreneurship. All right, let's get into our first big myth. This is the idea that being an entrepreneur is just, a cooler way of saying you run a business. I mean, this seems to make sense, right? You own a business. You're an entrepreneur. Case closed. But actually, it's not quite that simple. There are some really important differences that separate true entrepreneurship from just owning a traditional business. And this right here shows you the difference perfectly. A traditional business might open another great coffee shop in a town that already loves coffee. It's a proven model. But entrepreneurship, that's about innovation. It's creating something new. Like when Zomato came along and built one single platform for all restaurants. It's about shaking things up, disrupting how things are done, and taking on a ton of risk because you're basically sailing in uncharted waters. So get this. All entrepreneurs run businesses, but not every business owner is an entrepreneur. Okay, so it's about innovation. But what about the person behind the idea? Well, this brings us to another huge myth, the idea that entrepreneurs are just different, that they're born with some kind of special gift for success. We all love this story, don't we? The idea of the natural-born genius, the visionary who just has it. It makes for a great movie, but the reality is actually so much more empowering. Because the evidence shows entrepreneurship isn't some secret club you have to be born into. The truth? Entrepreneurship is a discipline. It's something you learn, not something you're born with. Just look at Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She started with only $5,000, absolutely no business experience, and just an idea for better shapewear. She had to learn everything, sales, marketing, manufacturing, through pure grit and a refusal to quit. Her story is amazing proof that these traits on the screen, they're skills you build, not genes you inherit. Okay, so it's a learned skill, not a genetic lottery. But what's the point of learning it? What's the end game? Well, that leads us to probably the biggest myth of them all, one that really gets to the heart of why you would even build a company in the first place. You've heard this a million times, right? The exit strategy. It's talked about like it's the grand prize. The whole journey is often framed as just building something up so you can cash out and hand it off for a huge pile of money. But is that really what it's all about? Wow. This quote from Simon Squibb just totally flips the script. The goal shouldn't be to create something you can't wait to get away from. It's about building something you're so passionate about, something so full of purpose, that selling it would be the last thing on your mind. And the funny thing is, that kind of passion, that's exactly what makes a business so valuable that other people want to buy it. So let's pull all this together. We've busted some pretty big myths. It's not just about running any old business, you're not born with a special gene, and it's not just about cashing out. So what's the real bottom line here? Why does any of this matter? Here's the true bottom line. Entrepreneurship is an engine for society. It's about creating value for everyone, not just for yourself. Think about a company like Grameen Bank, which basically invented the whole idea of microcredit and microfinance. By giving tiny loans to people in poverty, it has helped millions lift themselves up and build their own futures. That right there is the incredible power of entrepreneurship. Because really, when you strip away all the hype and the buzzwords, that's what it all comes down to. True entrepreneurship is about finding a problem you care about and having the passion and the persistence to build the solution. Thanks so much for joining this explainer.